Hello and welcome back to Smilodon Grotto in my MYRI'S Paleo Park. Before I show you in an older save file what we did in the live stream that happened after the things that happened in last episode, I want to find Hugo and rename him Billy. Okay, just to recap, and thank God I still have this old save file. We did this in the last episode. We did this foliage in the live stream, this stuff here. We still have my old creek in here. Oh, that's so nice. There's still a version of it that is almost finished. That is so cool. Never mind. Then we started, adding elevation here and this rock wall and like a little plateau for them because I wanted them to have like their own pride rock kind of situation. Then Colt asked me to add a little cafe to have like a nice view into the Smilodon exhibit. So I started. This is not what happened during the live stream. I wasn't that fast back then, and I doubt I would be that fast today. But I started putting in the foundation. It's not exactly after the live stream, but not all has changed yet, so I can show you some things that you will see in this speed building episode that I am not going to show you how I built them because they're going to be replaced entirely. Listen, I have like 600 hours in this save file and I recorded most of it, not all of it, but most of it, and I just need to make space on my hard drives and decide what to show you and what not to show you. So I'm not going to show you how I built this stuff that is right here. This creek is a good example. I think this creek will be an exception. I'm going to show you how I built this one and its second version because they're both great. It's sort of a nice little piece of work that I did at two separate times on my skill level timeline. And it's kind of a cool comparison to watch what I did with the both of them, I think. If you disagree, tell me. So what we did, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this intro to be so long. Okay, so what we did on the live stream was all of a sudden I realized the people in chat are as much crazy cat persons as I am, and they kept telling me, Miri, cats need scratching posts. Cats need something to eat. Cats need something to climb on, something to play with, all sorts of stuff. So we started making things to have our cats have their best life in this habitat. And I continued in this spirit and gave them these two bridges, which I'm going to build today. So have fun watching. Okay, so first of all, do you see this black box in the top right corner? Yeah, of course you do. This happened because I continued building the day after the live stream. I didn't remember to check my settings in my recording software, so I still had my face cam window active, but sadly I forgot. I remembered to close the lid on my webcam, so we don't even have like 12 hours of footage of me digging for gold in the inside of my nose. It's just a black box, so I'm probably going to put pictures of my cats in there until it disappears. It will disappear at some point. I'm sorry about this. But yeah, so right now I'm working on this little rock passage that I created so the cats could climb onto the cave, which is like the second story of their habitat, which is we set the foundation for this little rock ramp that leads up there during the live stream. And now I'm continuing with foliage because that's what I think ended up doing, which was the last thing we did in the live stream, and I kind of still felt in this comfortable zone where I could do this. I have this align objects to the surface thing turned on, because I'm working on the slope, and I felt like, especially putting the teeny tiny rock clusters we have there, putting them on the surface, it's best if they align to the surface. Same with the moss. If you know me, you know I love moss. There's nothing more beautiful than moss to me. So when I discovered these little cushions of moss we have in this game, of course I had to use them, even if this right here is maybe not the best space for it, because it's supposed to be dried out. So right now I'm playing with the colors to have some dried looking moss, and just doing foliage things to warm up for what's about to come. And maybe this is the best time to talk about this project, this speed building series, because I think I maybe touched it in the last episode, but this is not the type of speed build you're used to from my channel, from many other channels, which means that I continued building in this as I would on my own for just myself. So it's not a linear process. It is, but it's not like you're used to watch me building one single specific exhibit or guest section or object in one episode, start to finish. This is not it. This is not what the speed building series is going to be. Everything in this park, let's start different, like opposite. Nothing in this park, almost nothing, is at a point right now, to this day, where I would say it's finished. I go through this building process in several stages. I start, and this is going to be maybe important for later when we start working and when I start working on the bridges. I start with sort of a concept layout sketch phase where I just test if what I want to do is possible or not. If I get to a point where I'm like confident, yes, this is going to work out, I finish my sketch. Sometimes I just go directly over to the next phase, which is to work on it a little bit more, with more intent and more cleanly. So, every corner meets every corner and everything looks neat and tidy. That's like sort of the last stage to make everything look pristine. But between the layout sketch phase and now I'm starting with the rope bridges, but between the layout sketch phase, which we're in right now, and the finishing phase, there is the execution, the sloppy execution phase. It's less sloppy than the layout phase. It's hard to explain, but let's just take a look at what I'm doing here. So right now I'm just I placed 2 bent ropes to see if I could use them to make a bridge. And I found that the shape is pretty nice for a bridge. And then I went looking for some sort of wood. I didn't want to use the clean, with the finished surface wood, because this is something that is exposed to all the elements and will see some weathering. So I didn't feel like the polished wood was the right choice. So when I found something, I changed the color so that it would fit to what I have in terms of a color scheme that is going to change in the future. But for now it fits, and I think it fits even now, today. And now I'm just grabbing those wooden planks, putting them there, kind of sloppily, copying, turning, just so I can see if I can put them there or not. That at this stage, of my skill level, I still had to test things like this out if I was going to be able to put them there in this arrangement. But I was happy. So now I made the mistake to not copy those two ropes, but just move and stretch them so I could use them as the suspending, whatever, I don't know the technical term about this, but this is where the bridge is going to be hanging, made, I don't know, onto something. And now I tried to connect these, and this is where in my head I was like, I imagined this looking nicer. Maybe I can still make it work. So this is still layout phase. This is me testing if the idea I had is going to work out. Now I changed to the little curved rope to see if this one would maybe work better, and I've quickly realized that the idea I had to have these two ropes coming together underneath the bridge and connecting to the two ropes that are holding the bridge, this is not going to work with the bent rope. So I had to find another solution, and I found like these coils and just wanted to see if it would make sense to put them around the suspension rope and connect the bent ropes that are supposed to hold up the bridge and connect to the suspension rope. Oh my god, this is okay, whatever. If this was going to be like more believable and looks maybe more like this rope this rope bridge is abiding to the laws of physics, and I found that it did. It's not perfect, but this is still the layout phase. I can do like the minute details later. So now I made this one connection thingy with the two rope coils. It looks sloppy. I know it's not perfect, but just put them where you want them, and to have a rough, as I said, a sketch in the end of the finished product that you can refine later. So I'm putting them there to see if it works. It does. And so thus comes the next stage. And now I'm starting to give those individual connection ropies some individuality. So I'm moving some of the singular ropes and turning them so that it looks like they're all connected at some point and not all the same thing that I copied. There we go. This is now we're entering the execution phase. The sketch is done, and now I'm trying to bring it to the next level. For now, it is still sort of a testing phase if the sketch is workable to a pristine finished stage. This is sort of the intermediate phase where I'm trying to find out if I can bring this to the finished level that I want it to have. So now I'm doing like the last stages and adding what needs to be added, like those two boards that I just added and a teeny tiny amount of rope, and just adding what needs to be added so it makes sense. Some last minute adjustments. I'm just waiting for the moment that I'm going to put this in the exhibit. It's about to happen in, I think, 20 seconds. 20 seconds, guys, until I'm putting this thing into the exhibit, I think. But I still had to add, ropies. Is this going to be possible to continue? There we go. Finished prototype, and I put it in the exhibit and immediately had to test if it works. It does. And you can go over the bridge as this very good boy, Bibo, or you can be an idiot like Hugo, the white one, and completely fail. But it works. So that was nice. That was part of the testing phase. I put it there because and this is showing you how this build progresses. Very often I take a break after the second phase of the layout stages, and I postpone the refining stage to some later point because I know it's going to work. So I don't have to worry about this anymore. Right now, I can go on to something new. And so I did. So I grabbed this log from the animal climbing rock pre-built we have, because I didn't know what kind of piece this was, and I realized that these the sticks and branches you have in the sticks and foliage and rock folder, those they can't use to walk on, they just walk through them. And I wasn't at home right there in all our assets, in this vastness of assets we have. So I didn't know what kind of piece this was. So I just copied it and tried to make something that the cats could climb on. And now I'm just trying to make this rope have a logical, quote unquote, logical connection to this habitat, to this rock formation. So I added like a little bit of a elevated rock formation where I would put the ends of the ends of the rope bridge. And I still hadn't found out. I didn't know about, at this point in time, I didn't know about the park analytics function thingy where you can check the traversable area. I didn't know that animals could walk on rocks even if you tilt them. So I thought I had to create a ramp using rocks that are horizontally plane, which is what I did. And I tested out if they could use the bridge by grabbing one of the cats and putting it on the bridge and see where it goes. Now I know how to check for the traversable area and if they're capable of accessing my objects I make for them, but that wasn't the case. So right now I'm just trying to add some sort of rock formation that explains how this bridge got there, how it's attached and everything. And of course create like the walkways for the animals to go up there. And I placed this feeder there just to check if the cats were going to use the rope bridge or not, because as you maybe know in this game, once you place like a food tray for them and they didn't have one before, they're going to run there like crazy as if they're starving and go eat. Which they didn't do in this instance because I already had a feeder, so that plan didn't work out. I didn't put that one into my equation, but it's okay. It's okay. And I realized I didn't go there where I had put it first. Also, it was in a sort of a weird, awkward position, and I was actually liking the idea of having it on top of the cage. The cave, which is also a cage, as we established in my last episode, which I'm going to change. I'm not going to keep this food tray there, but for now it's here. And I wanted to give it like a straight surface to rest on. I built these steps that you can see here off camera, not off. I recorded it, but I decided to put the process not inside this video because I'm going to delete them, and it's just basically boards that attach to the rock. So it's not rocket science. Also, you have to make them bring them really close together, like I did now. I just lowered all of them so they are almost touching because otherwise the cats can't use them to walk on them. So it really didn't work out the way I wanted it. I wanted them to have this staircase, basically, from the rock platform down to the log that I had put there. But I didn't like what I had to do to make it fit, so I got rid of it in the end. But for now they're here for you to admire. And now I realized with the cat trying to access the bridge that not only can they walk on tilted rocks, they sometimes need them. And this unlocked, I don't know, this revelation unlocked something in my brain, and I started stretching, tilting, and distorting rocks to create something that I like. And that was sort of a first breakthrough for my brain, because from now on I'm tilting rocks, I'm stretching them, and I'm making them look weird, which is cool. And now I'm adding like tiny little branches to this rock. They're walking through them, so it's really no problem. I'm going to change this log anyways, which is maybe something that I'm going to address later. This is how it looks with the oh my god, words, what are they? With the boards, with the little staircase I built there for them. And this is my first time basically trying to make some sort of sense of these terrain textures. It didn't take me a long time to discover that you need to go down with your intensity slider to get something a little more realistic, a little more subtle, that blends well. And but I didn't know all the textures, so this is why I'm playing with them right here, and I ended up giving them this sandy little area right there. And now comes the next stage of this bridge. We're still not in the finishing stage, but they need to connect to something. They need something that holds them up. Of course, I planted a tree for it to hold the bridge, and used poles, like wooden poles. This is something that had to be done. It was another stage that would need some brain moments from me, so that's also a reason why sometimes I postpone the next step of something, because I realize, okay, this is going to take some thinking, some planning. I don't feel up to it right now. Let's just postpone it and work on something else in the meantime. But now I felt fit to work on this problem, so I did. And now I have to make haste because there is a lot of things happening between the stages that you're going to see next. But I want to tell you that I'm planning on uploading this bridge and another one that I'm going to create soon. It's just a copy to the workshop. But I have a problem. Maybe you already caught a glimpse of a huge, giant, dead tree. It is on the left side of the screen right now. Now you can't see it. I built this to create like another climbing thing structure. There it is. In the you can't see it. I'm telling you, I'm going to avert you once it's in like full in frame. I built this to put another structure there for the cats to go down from the cave to the sandy bit I designed. I painted earlier. Now the tree that I'm talking about is right behind the post. You can see the branches. But I didn't like it. It was so ugly what I created there. I used the floor pieces and gave them the wood texture. It has a finished texture. It didn't fit with the bridge I had here because it looks very rustic and worn. Let's just call it that. And I felt like it didn't make any sense to add anything like a new type of style to this exhibit. So I ended up copying this bridge that I made here and change it, adjust it, and add a platform around the tree that I have changed a lot, but still don't feel like, especially the tree. I would love to rework the tree and maybe the structure that is leading down to the floor around the tree with you guys in a live stream this weekend, so I can upload both bridges and both structures to the workshop. Yeah, I hope you can join me for this. Stay tuned, watch out for the announcement. It's probably going to be on Saturday at 6 p.m. my time, German time. But who knows? Just be aware that I'm going to make an announcement about this live stream for this weekend. And yeah, so once I was done with, attaching this bridge to the poles, I copied it, put it on the other side of this rock structure that I have there, adjusted it a little bit and fiddled around quite a lot. I had some hideous, ugly, big posts there to hold it up. I'm still not happy with the solution I found. It's okay-ish, but it's not the best. So I really hope to rework this with you. And I started adding this plateau, suspended plateau, around the tree for the cats to chill on, either in the sun or in the shade, depending on the time of day. And I decided to attach it to the tree with ropes again. So just stick to those two materials. I used rope and boards, and I think that's the right way to go. And I really like the idea of it hanging from the tree, but it didn't make sense in a physical term. Like it didn't make sense, like it didn't abide to physical law. It doesn't look, the way I attached it here, it doesn't look like it could hold up this platform without tilting. And so I had to add more rope coils around the tree to have it be attached at 4 corners, and that made it have so much rope that it didn't look as weightless as I would have wanted it to look. And so I tossed the whole rope idea. But during the attaching of the ropes, I invented my rope corners that I used to refine my bridges. So this is what I'm showing you. And maybe if you guys are interested, just tell me in the comments. I can upload these rope corners to the workshop as well if you want me to. I don't know, maybe you can, they're easy to make. You can make them yourself if you want to, but I can also upload them because they're quite a savior of situations where you want your ropes to go around a corner. They don't connect very well because that's just how it is. But I feel like these rope corners help a lot. And I use them to create these ropes that go around the boards so that they look like they are attached to the rope structure of these bridges. And that was the final step of the prototype. I did the refinement on my own. I didn't record it because it's like a lot of shrinking things, adjusting them a teeny tiny bit. It takes so much time, and at the same time it doesn't look like a lot is happening. It's the end result that tells you, in comparison to the prototype, that work happened here. But it's not easy to watch. And also, like, considering that I was still not feeling at ease, especially using the camera. I'm still struggling with the camera to this day. But back then I was struggling much more, and it gets confusing to watch me do these teeny tiny things. So I decided to not put it in and just share the final result with you on the workshop. This is where we're at. This is where I'm leaving this bridge project to rest until this weekend. And I hope you liked this episode, even though it was just really not much, just doing these bridges. But maybe it gave you some ideas. Maybe you have ideas for me what to do with the dead, ugly tree that I don't like that much. Does it even have to be a tree? It could be rock. It could be some sort of architectural structure. That is something I want to find out with you on a live stream, in case you forgot that I want to do a live stream. Anyhow, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this, or it gave you ideas. Stay tuned, stay inspired, guys. See you this weekend on my live stream. Bye-bye.